Alright, hello. I'm recording this right now before I forget and before I go to sleep. Is this a loose cannon? I am just shooting my face. This is a loose cannon coming at you with some predictions for the NXT Takeover event that's going to be tomorrow, NXT Takeover Philadelphia. I am without, as you can see, I am by myself. I'm without my tag team partner, Sam Killer, the wrestling connoisseur. He is sick, so we've decided to record individual videos. So this is me as a loose cannon. So some of my predictions for NXT Takeover Philadelphia. One of the first matches that I want to talk about is probably going to be the first match of the night. So that's going to be Cassius Ohno versus Velveteen Dream. I would love to see Cassius Ohno get the win here. He's been kind of taking on more of a gatekeeper role within NXT. He is, of course, one of the up-and-coming trainers. I wouldn't be surprised if when Matt Bloom retires, he takes over the majority of the actual in-ring training in NXT. I'm a big fan of Chris Hero. Chris Hero ain't nothing to f with. It's on a shirt. I'm going to buy it. So I'm hoping he gets the win here and sort of shows Velveteen Dream that he still has a lot to learn in NXT. I mean, he had one really good match with Aleister Black, and I think that got a lot of people taking him a little bit more seriously, but I think he still has a long way to go. And you saw in that match how he's still sort of trying to pick up and learn to keep up with someone as experienced as Aleister Black is. So my pick is Cassius Ohno, but I wouldn't be surprised if they gave it to Velveteen Dream. But I need a hero more than I need a dream right now. Anyway, the next match I want to talk about is Adam Cole, baby, versus Aleister Black. So I want Aleister Black to get the win here. I've never really been that big on Adam Cole, baby, especially because I think that Undisputed Era is going to pick up another win in the show later on. So I'm going for Aleister Black. I know Sam Killer, the wrestling connoisseur, is not as big on Aleister Black as I am, but especially after watching his match with Velveteen Dream at the last NXT TakeOver War Games, I've become a lot more of a believer in him and his ability to tell a story in the ring. And I think that, you know, he needs the win here a little bit more than Adam Cole does, especially because Adam Cole's going to be the next up-and-comer as far as going into leading Undisputed Era. So that's the next match that I'm going to talk about. That's the tag team match. So Undisputed Era versus AOP. AOP is looking to get back the titles. I don't think it's going to happen. I say Undisputed Era continues to be the NXT Tag Team Champions. I have always really liked Bobby Fish, but I have now been sold, especially after NXT TakeOver War Games. I am totally sold on Kyle O'Reilly. I mean, he was incredible throughout the whole match. He was sold so well through the entire match. So Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish, Undisputed Era, shock the system. And AOP needs to move up already, seriously. I mean, they have had a great run in NXT, but I think especially the Raw tag team division desperately needs them. Especially because Dean Ambrose is out on injury. Sheamus should not be wrestling. He has some very serious injuries that I think he needs to rehab more than he needs to be wrestling. So, what's another match that's happening at NXT TakeOver? Oh, of course, the women's match. So, the women's match is going to be, of course, Ember Moon versus Shayna Baszler, the Queen of Spades, for the NXT Women's Championship. I like Baze. She's my favorite out of the MMA 4 Horsewomen. I like the Queen of Spades a lot. I really like how she's been in NXT so far, and in the Mia Yim, I keep saying the Mia Yim Classic. The Mae Young Classic, as well as her time in Shimmer and working in a lot of other independent promotions. I think she had matches at Wrestle Circus, DDT Pro, etc. So I've started to really like Shayna Baszler as far as being a professional wrestler is concerned. But Ember Moon, I'm sorry, I've loved Ember Moon since she debuted in NXT. I am a really big fan of hers. I was so happy when she won, and I would love it if she retained. She is incredibly talented. Her corkscrew stunner off the top rope, the Eclipse. Amazing for anyone to do, man or woman. So, I mean, she deserves a lot of respect. And I think she could really benefit, in the NXT Women's Division could really benefit from her being a long-reigning women's champion. And I think a lot of people just sort of saw her as, oh, well, she couldn't beat Asuka. So once Asuka was able to, move up to the main roster undefeated, finally she was able to get it. But Ember Moon is great. You shut your faces. Ember Moon is great. She is incredibly talented and fun to watch in the ring. And I think that's something that a lot of people take for granted. And the final match, which is the one that I, as well as so many other people, are the most passionate about. So, it is Johnny Gargano versus Andrade Cien Almas for the NXT Championship. Of course, with Zelina Vega by his side for Almas. A lot of people theorize that Candice LeRae shows up to sort of neutralize Zelina Vega. I agree with that. I would love it. I like Candice LeRae. I am devastated that World's Cutest Tag Team had to break up, but I am glad for Candice LeRae because she is insanely talented and someone who spent a lot of her indie career wrestling men. So definitely someone who can go in the ring, someone who brings a whole nother level of experience to the NXT Women's Division, definitely needed. My theory, so what I'm calling for this match is Gargano wins by disqualification because Tommaso Ciampa comes back and costs him the match. I think that would be the greatest thing to do. I think Andrade Cien Almas should be champion for a while. He's shown that he can take the ball and run with it. I don't know if it was... I guess we'll never really fully know if they called an audible for his match against McIntyre to have him win. But, I mean, he's shown that he's doing really great work as a heel champion, especially with Zelina Vega. And I think that, like how they say, the money's in the chase, you know what I mean? And the feud with Gargano versus Ciampa that has to happen soon. Has to happen as soon as Ciampa comes back. Is going to be so huge to have it over a title. People would forget about the title, honestly. Which sounds crazy, I know. But, I mean, I am more of a fan of story. If it involves a title, great. If it doesn't matter to me. But the Gargano-Ciampa feud is going to tear down the house regardless of title, no title, etc. And having someone win it and become champion, I don't know. It doesn't really do anything for me. Anyway, that's my really short video. It's funny how short these videos are when myself and Sam Killer aren't ranting about everything to each other. Well, anyway, this is the Loose Cannon signing off. This is my NXT TakeOver predictions. We'll see if they're right, and hopefully Sam Killer, the wrestling connoisseur, also recorded his own.